Collect all of the wombat poop you can to win. This is our preview of Wombat Kombat.
Wombat Kombat is a hand management set collection style game where you try to gain the most wombat poo to win. And I had to look up if it's really true that wombats poop cubes.
There's a lot of fun to be had with this game. Even saying the name is fun. Wombat Kombat.
Wombat Kombat.
We'll tell you more after this quick how to play.
Each player is dealt 10 cards and 10 poo tokens to begin the game.
Each player's turn will consist of 3 actions. Draw 3 cards, play cards or fight, and then discard 1 card.
There are several types of cards players can play, including wombats, food, and predators.
Playing wombats is the main way to score points in this game. If a player has the most of a certain type of wombat, they can play it down, and at the end of the game, they'll get that number of points.
Players can also fight with their opponents. Each player lays down 3 wombats, and then the players compare the attack and defense scores of their cards.
Once one player has laid down the amount of wombats needed according to the player count, the game ends.
Players add up poo points from their wombat cards and their poo tokens, and the player with the most wins.
We received a copy of Wombat Kombat from the creators of the game so that we could do this preview video, so thank you for sending it to us. One of the main draws and something that first caught my attention when we first got the box was the artwork. The cards, the box, everything, it's really cute, but it's also kind of funny because the wombats are doing all different forms of martial arts and karate and taekwondo and all the different kinds of things to be fighting. And it really adds a lot of theming to the game. So while you're playing and learning the mechanics, the artwork is there and you're kind of enjoying it. It's really fun. Feels like a Saturday morning cartoon.
I agree. You know, even with the title, right? Wombat Kombat, and you see on the front and there's all these wombats and you're like, oh, okay. I've never seen that fight before. Like Kenny said, there's a lot of different martial arts in there, and it's just funny seeing these little wombats in one. I like this one the best. It's like the little luchador. So he's holding a little chair and just screaming and running at you, or your opponent. I thought it was really fun. The little currency, or these little cubes, I thought it was just cubes. And then it was like, nope, that's poo.
Yeah, the points in this game are poo, so you get poo points. And apparently the wombats have square poop, so that's why the points are in squares. And that's why on the cards they're also in cubes as well too, squares. So it is interesting. You learn something about wombats and that they have square poop while also collecting points to try to win the game.
Yeah, and the theming says like each player is their own wombat general. And I'm like, yeah, wombat general, but it's like, give me all your poo. Like, I don't think a general would want that.
If you're a wombat general.
Well.
The main mechanic of this game is set collection, only it's a little bit different. You're not just trying to get one type of the wombat, you're trying to get the most of a certain type of wombat, and then whoever has that set at the end of the game will get the points. So for example, if you have a lot of the 18 wombats, at the end of the game, you'd get 18 points for this wombat. And another interesting point about the design of this game is that not only is this card worth 18 points, but there are 18 of this card in the deck. So it helps you keep track of how many cards are out there on the table, as well as, okay, I'm getting 18 points. I have 6 of the 18. They've already discarded a few of the other ones. So I'm pretty set and I'm pretty happy with my 6 or 7 or however many you have to move on and then go after your next set.
There's also a take that mechanic. So each turn, instead of laying down wombats, you can choose to fight or play cards on other people to kind of affect them. So if you don't want to lay down what your wombat that you're holding on to, like the 18s or whatever, you're like, all right, well, let me just affect you and try and get your wombats out of there.
One of the actions you can take on your turn is to fight someone, and each player will play down 3 wombats, and then you look at the bottom number. So instead of looking at the top number on the wombat, you look at the bottom number. And if you're attacking, you use the attack score, and if you're defending, you use the defense score. You add those up, plus you roll dice to add to that score, and then the player with the most wins. And the player who wins gets to add a card to their glorious pile, which will be worth 3 points at the end of the game. And they get to make the other player put a card in their burrow, which will be -1 point at the end of the game.
So to spice things up a little bit more, they have these event cards. There's endgame, immediate, continuous. So once you're done fighting, the winner rolls the dice and then you choose one of those cards and it'll tell you what to do. I did see one of the immediate cards said that if a player has their phone on the table, they lose poo. So, you know, had we not played this game before and that card came up, I'd be like, But let it be a lesson. It's rude to put your phone on the table.
The game is made for ages 10 and up. However, I think you can go a little bit younger because it's not that complicated of a game, and there's really nothing too offensive or inappropriate for younger kids on the cards. A lot of fun Wombat Kombat looking cards, no blood or guts or anything like that, no foul language. So I think this could be a really fun family-friendly game. There are a lot of cards in this game, so you get a lot of bang for your buck with the price point. However, it doesn't take that long to play because you're always drawing 3 cards and then playing big sets. So it's not like other games where you have a lot of cards and just, oh, there's so many cards and this game's taking forever. This game does move pretty quickly. The box says about 30 minutes, and I think that's about right. So even though it looks like there's a lot of cards, it's not actually going to take you that long to play.
So overall, I like the artwork. I like how it's martial arts and the different styles, and yeah, it's wombats. Really, it could have been any animal and I would have been all right with it as long as the artwork was cool. They had these little poo tokens or the poo currency in there, which is funny, and I think kids will like it. So entertaining, yeah.
Overall, it's a fun, family-friendly game. I'm not sure hardcore gamers will enjoy this because it is basically a card game. It's hand management, take that, set collection, which we enjoy, but not every hardcore gamer does. However, if families looking for a fun, quick game to play at gatherings and get-togethers, this will be something that you should really look into. And that was our preview of Wombat Kombat.
What'd you think? Are you ready to fling some poo and get some points? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you're enjoying our content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you'd like to back Wombat Kombat, check out the link in our description below.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
And I'm Kenny. I go party like a board gamer.